Brian Silverback's here, coming at you from River Region Comic-Con here in Montgomery, Alabama. And you have asked me to tell you a little bit about myself, right? So I'm an independent comic creator, illustrator, sketch card artist for Topps and Upper Deck, Marvel, Star Wars, all kinds of cool stuff like that. What else do? I do some background acting. If you're watching Walking Dead, look for me in the finale. But other than that, I'm creating Year Zero.
Okay.
Ooh, Year Zero. That's my comic book, so be on the lookout for that. I don't know, I do a bunch of cool stuff. Is your podcast, are you allowed to cuss on your podcast? No? Maybe not? Should I watch my language?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no.
Okay, let's get done. What kind of questions you got for me?
When it, how many characters do you have created totally?
This book will showcase 19 separate entries in this, but I've already stepped outside the box and created 2 that will be featured in a magazine that's going to be printed through Antarctic Press is releasing a pinup comic book, and 2 of my Year Zero characters will be featured in that as a pinup that I did. I can't show anybody right now because
that's fine. How many have Marvel and DC picked up? Like,
no, not one. I don't want them to pick up any of my characters.
I thought you said you create characters.
No. I do the sketch cards for Marvel.
Okay.
I use their characters and then create cards with their properties. This is what I'm trying to do for myself.
So you want to remain independent?
Yes, after I get 12 issues of Year Zero, I plan on pitching my stuff to like Dark Horse or IDW or Image to see if they want to pick up the 12-issue series. That's the goal.
Is there a reason Marvel and DC off the table? Because they're too big.
They don't pick up independent work.
Okay.
You won't be able to retain your rights if they don't. First off, they won't even talk to you.
True.
They have their characters, and that's what they want. Image and those other companies, you take your property to them, they distribute it, and then they get a percentage. But then when your contract is up, you keep your property and you can do whatever else you want with it. And Marvel and DC don't allow that to happen.
Okay. So brief background of Year Zero. How did he get his powers?
Year Zero isn't just a he. Okay. Year Zero is a time period.
Okay.
So in my comic book, it doesn't just cover one person. It covers the entire world after World War III happened and blew up the east coast of the United States. And now it's referred to as the Dead East because it's nothing but barren wasteland. Okay. While the other half of the United States lives and thrives like with futuristic, hover cars and cool shit like that going on. So it's very different which side of the country you live on. This is Mad Max, this is like Futurama. And that's the world that these superheroes live in. And I can't explain it to you. It's very spoilerific if I gave you everything. But if you bought the copy of this for $5, you would have all the information that I have.
Do you draw the characters first, or do you write the story first?
It depends on what hits me.
Okay.
Sometimes I've written the background and then come up with the character, what he looks like after that. And then other occasions, I just want to draw something cool, and then I will come up with the backstory after that.
Okay. When did you know you had paycheck talent versus
I still don't have paycheck talent, homie. I'm still eating ramen noodles, man. No, so once I started getting my stuff online and I realized that people were willing to pay me for some of my t-shirt designs and stuff, I was like, oh shit, man, I can make money with the internet and my ability to draw. And that turned me on to go, like I did. I have over 300 t-shirt designs on my TeePublic store. So if you went to TeePublic and looked up Silverbacks, there's 300 designs. So every month I get a check from that. And then that check pays for markers this month. That check will pay for card sleeves the next month. And it pays for itself. I'm still eating ramen.
So I got cousin Derek Mason wants to do independent comics. Like what? What's your advice to other people who want to branch out and do independent comics?
Talk to other people that are doing it. Talk to other people. Find the person that's doing one step above where you want to be and ask them how they got there. Then find guys that have done it and completed the mission. Ask them how they got there and constantly just ask, hey dude, how did you get this done? Hey, like without tutorials on YouTube, excellent. Asking someone how they got there. Don't ask them for help. Don't ask them to do it for you. Ask them, how did you do this? Hey man, do you mind telling me who you use to get your stuff printed through? Do you mind telling me what your overhead is for how much your prints cost? All that information is just, you have to ask. No one's gonna tell you, because a lot of these independent artists treat it like either I succeed or you succeed. It's an either or for most of these guys. I'm like, dude, there's enough shit around here, we can all eat. And that kind of idea is not it's not embraced by all artists. It's either, if I tell him the secret, then maybe they won't buy my shit. So I'm not gonna tell him the secret. So some people operate that way, but that's not how I operate. So don't be afraid to ask.
Go, you just introduce yourself and your artwork.
Okay.
Go.
Hi, my name's Eddie Price. I'm an artist here at River Region Comic Con. We're having a great time. I'm also known as #that3D guy. If you want to fan up, you can find me online under that hashtag. I do one-of-a-kind 3D art, and I love the reactions that it gets from people. And right now I'm about to draw me some Boba Fett, the baddest bounty hunter in the galaxy. But yeah, I'm having a blast here.
What is this 3D art? Like, what is it? Like, how did you get the idea for? What is it made out of?
It's all paper. It's all hand drawn, handmade. Each piece takes about 40 hours to do. And I love how it turns people's heads, because they'll look at it and then they'll do a double take. Because most of the people have never seen anything like it before. And that's really, really cool.
What's your favorite piece?
Favorite piece I've ever done, I would have to say, is not here today. It's these are 7x28s here, and I did a Millennium Falcon being chased through the asteroid field by TIE fighters, and I don't have it with me today, but that's probably my favorite piece I've ever done.
When did you know you? I mean, when did you know you had paycheck talent? When you was like, or how did you?
I just went full time with this last October. I'd been doing the 9 to 5 and doing this on the weekends and at night. And finally the doors opened to where I could go full time, and I have not looked back since.
So what makes it 3D? It's just paper?
Just all paper. It's just layered. And that's the trick, is the art has to be good, and then the layers have to be right to make it pop, to make it stand out, you know.
Advice for other artists?
Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Go.
My name is Elise Strong, and this is my work. So I do some things for Marvel. I do licensed card art for Marvel. I work with a few companies such as Creative Overdose. I do some medical animations for doctors around Birmingham, Alabama, and tidbits here and there. I'm currently working on a few short cartoons for children, and we'll see how that goes. If you want to look around, have fun.
Okay. What are what are the name of the cartoons like?
So the project I'm working on right now is called The Blue Forest. It's a little story. When I go to put my son to bed, we'll make up stories and adventures about the Blue Forest, and each time is a little bit different. So that's what the cartoon short is going to be based off of, is our adventures in the Blue Forest.
Would you say it's more Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network? Or
I would say
PBS?
I would say it might be kind of a mixture of Hayao Miyazaki and Disney. Of course, it's not going to be that great, but that's what I'm striving for.
Okay.
So.
When is it going to be released, or is that just your long-term goal?
So I had plans to release it this month, but you know how that goes. So I'm still in the works with it. It should be released by next year.
Like online, or?
I have a Patreon right now, and I'm trying to get funding for maybe getting it done faster. And I'm going to initially release it on Patreon, and then it'll be free to the public a little while after that on YouTube.
What's your favorite piece you got here?
This one came up out of my imagination. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I said, I'm going to draw a girl walking a snail. So I did it, and I had fun with it.
Okay. SpongeBob fan?
SpongeBob fan? I was when I was a kid, not so much now.
It was the snail joke.
That's the snail. And Gary's always a favorite on that show, though.
Okay. What's your advice to other artists?
Advice to other artists would be, whenever you find yourself hiding a part of the anatomy, such as, you know, you get a lot of the hair covering the eyes, or maybe you put the hands behind your character, when you find yourself doing that, I want you to stop being afraid of it. Get away from that piece. I want you to take a piece of paper, make squares, and then thumbnail that piece of anatomy that you're afraid of, such as if you're afraid of drawing noses, draw all kinds of different noses all over the paper until you can draw noses in your sleeve, or hands, different hand positions. Just keep going. It's quite simple.
Con runner here and all of his staff and crew for giving us a real great event, for inviting us to come and host their cosplay contest. As I said earlier, my name is Josh Harrison. I'm the president of the North Alabama Cosplayers Club. I was one of the judges for our panel as well. We got a couple others that we'll introduce when we do our Judges' Choice Awards at the end. We got some lovely trophies here for the winners and everything. The way that this process is going to work is that each contestant is going to come up here, make sure you give them their round of applause and everything, and then they're going to go back out and the next contestant will come forward, okay? Everybody with me? Yeah? All right, good. Let's test this one last time. That round of applause. You ready? Let's go.
We're Smiles Cosplay. We're local from Prattville, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, Harvey Dent, and we enjoy going to conventions, cosplaying, and meeting new people. So we hope that you have a great convention today, and we hope that we see you again in a future convention.
How long y'all been cosplaying?
Since 2012. We started off at Dragon Con in Atlanta, and ever since then we fell in love with it, and we do it every single year.
We've been to Dragon Con in Atlanta, we've been to MegaCon in Orlando, we've been to
Pensacola, Florida.
Gum City Con here in Montgomery, and now we're here at River Region Comic Con.
I'm assuming y'all are a couple?
Yep.
Yes, we're married. Husband and wife.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did y'all make these costumes? Y'all
Pretty much. I took 2 suits, cut them apart, sewed them together, and I made this mouthpiece out of liquid latex and fake fingernails, and we did an airbrush for his face, and the rest is
It's all me.
painted the tie.
You get a paycheck for that. That's a lot of work.
A corset from White House Black Market. Sorry. And I hot glued ivy all over it. There's like hundreds of ivy on here.
Yeah.
And and this is a wig, and I've got just leggings, and I took some stilettos, and I've hot glued them on there.
Wow. No real plants though. Like you don't.
No, these are fake.
Start
all
out
fake.
itchy. Okay. So when are y'all gonna take over Gotham City and kill Batman? Like why?
We still have to start off here in Montgomery, work our way up to the bigger metropolitan
Right. We have
areas.
to start small.
Yeah.
Start
But
in
we'll
Montgomery.
make our way to Gotham City.
I'm gonna tell y'all the secret. It's Bruce Wayne. If you want to know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh!
Now we know.
Oh!
Now you know.
Now we know. It's awesome.
Go.
Hi, I'm Panadonia. This is Uranus Time. Also Cotton Ball. We're with Occupy. We're an entertainment company based out of Birmingham. We do original music videos and YouTube content, and we also collaborate with YouTube stars. So you can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and find more.
When you say original music videos, are they all comic book related, or are they just
Nerd related, all nerd related.
they all related?
Yeah.
We've also done music videos for Kazaha, which is a Japanese rock band.
Who are your characters?
I'm Squirrel Girl. That's Uranus.
And I'm Uranus Sean.
Okay, what is that from?
Like Earth, but the other planet.
It's Uranus, you know.
Uranus, Tron. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a planet. And I'm offensive.
This is Squirrel. The owner's right behind you with the ring over his hand.
Okay.
Yeah.